Well, welcome to East Tennessee Country Heaven. This is out near Mooresburg, Tennessee. That road goes up to a compound that has a old vintage Spartan trailer on it. Quite a collector's item, actually. This is a view from the road. It goes up to the foot of Clinch Mountain with a ridge on either side. It's got 3 or 4 acres of tillable land. It's got a well, it's got a spring, it's got wet creeks and dry creeks and arrowheads and artifacts from the people who lived here hundreds of years ago, including a brick wall by the trailer compound made from stones from the chimney of the old house, and there are even some fossils embedded in those stones. Lots of things to look at that show the history of the land. Lots of tall trees, lots of poplar, fir. There are even walnut trees around the compound. It's just an absolutely lovely place. Our father used to say it's like owning your own private park. Well, here's the view of the woods back behind the trailer. Looking through this portal, it goes to the tillable land. And you have all kinds of tall trees, poplar, pine, just about everything that's featured in East Tennessee. Through the trees in the back you can see Clinch Mountain, sort of comes through in filtered sunlight. It's a beautiful day. Well, this probably isn't going to come out great because I'm pointing into the sun, but I just never get tired of looking at these tall trees kind of reach up to the sky. This is the area surrounding the tillable land, and as I point in that direction, through those trees are 2 or 3 acres of perfectly good garden land where a person can grow some food. It's surrounded by pawpaw trees, which called hillbilly bananas around here. They're small and sweet, and there are a good deal of them. This is pointing back toward the trailer and the compound from the clearing, and that goes across one of the bridges that goes over a dry creek where I found bits of ancient mason jars, and one of our uncles found an arrowhead at one time. Here's a view back on the edge of the garden area. In the distance over here you can see a pile of rocks that the poor people who tried to grow food on this land 100 years ago piled these rocks up with a sled. There they are, so that they could till the land. And where these little trees are here, you can't tell it from this angle, there's an earthen ramp where they used to load animals, I presume, and perhaps even logs back in the days that this land was logged. This points to a clearing and a hillside where they actually had to try to grow some food on the side of a hill using an old plow that didn't have a reversible hillside attachment. So you can see at the bottom of the hill where they literally moved the land one row down the hill every year as they tilled it and tried to grow some food or some tobacco or whatever else. And this is very good land right in here, bottom land as they say, very good for gardening. Aside from where I'm standing being a wonderful place to build a small cabin, perhaps. More shots of the woods toward the back of the property. As you can see, very tall trees. These poplars particularly good at racing for the sky. And our dad had a fella who lived in the area who used to come in at the winter and cut firewood, and he would cut down the trees that our father so designated. So there's quite a bit of open ground between the trees, great for walking, and for people who know land and can read it to tell a story. There's an awful lot to see back here about the mountain folk that used to populate this land years ago. This is the old logging trail at the back of the property. It was logged back in the 20s or 30s, Dad said. As you can see, the trees have very much recovered. Lots of very tall trees back here. There's poplar and fir and some others I don't know the names of. It's absolutely beautiful back here. If you ever wanted to have your own park, you know, with a history that the land tells about itself, I can't imagine a lovelier place on earth, particularly in the middle of summer. It's just absolutely paradise. This is the logging trail looking back toward the tillable land and the compound. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Hopefully you can follow the trail as it goes. It goes back to a little dry creek that always runs full after a rain. And there are 3 or 4 of those on the land, as well as a spring-fed creek. It also has a well and tillable land and plenty of timber that could be sold or harvested for firewood or used to build a cabin. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, here's some footage from the outside of the 1955 Spartan Imperial Mansion, a trailer made out of stainless steel by Spartan Aircraft Corporation in Tulsa, Oklahoma, some almost 60 years ago. These things have become quite the collector's item. If one Googles Spartan Imperial Mansion for sale, one will find them selling for over $100,000 completely refurbished. Unfortunately, the light is such that I'm having a hard time getting good pictures of the outside. Here's the back of the trailer. In very good condition. This stainless steel will polish up bright and shiny for anyone who wants to undertake such a thing. They show very well. The inside is beautiful, made of wood paneling and veneer, and pretty much looks like it did the day it was built. We have treated the roof every 2 or 3 years to make sure that no leaks ruin the interior of the trailer, and it's very, very nice, very, very sound. Been sitting here for about 40 years, none the worse for the wear. Walk through of the interior of the 1955 Spartan Imperial Mansion house trailer. You can see it's got new flooring and this wood veneer that covers the walls is absolutely beautiful. It looks like it did, I'm sure, the day that it was made. Quite roomy in the main area. It's just a sitting area toward the front of the trailer. There's a spot by the window here to the right. A nice little dining area and another little table on the left. As you go forward, you come to the right, the kitchen area. Ample cabinet space all the way around. Locking cabinets, of course. New countertop, new stainless steel sink. When I say new within the last 3 or 4 years. That's the original refrigerator that came with the thing, and it still works just fine. Going down toward the back of the trailer, this is the bedroom. Again, nicely appointed and beautiful wood. It's got closet space, etc. And off to the right is the bathroom with, again, new countertop, new toilet, new sink within the last few years. And here's the shower stall. And on a related note, the shower also has a new hot water heater. Oh, there I am. I don't come with a trailer. Anyway, this is looking back toward the front. A very nice, lovely place, kind of a time capsule, a throwback to a former era, and a testament to Spartan and the quality with which they built things. Another video of just pure old trees. This is up in the back where the land rises and eventually meets the foot of Clinch Mountain. Again, it's been selectively cleared out over the years. Plenty of walking space. And this is one of those places where poor people who lived here tried to till the land. And you'll see a couple of associated rock piles as they put those rocks on a sled and with great effort move them to a spot that will allow them to grow a crop or two. Very nice back here. So quiet as I'm talking I can hear my voice echoing off of the high ridges to the left and behind me.